Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Say our 12.15. This is the Bank of Ghana numbers near the channel. When you go to meet Abochi, the dollar is almost 13.5. I sent somebody to the black market today to go test the market and see how much they're selling in the black market. On the black market, the dollar has crossed a year at 13.5. It is serious. Gh.Bawumia has refused to speak on the dollar. He has refused to speak on the dollar. He made noise about to say the Ghana shilling sema dollar will drop. This is the rate now. It is not a joke. We have less than 3 weeks to enter 2024, and this is the rate of the dollar in Ghana. $1 is 12 cedis 15 pesos, and this is just the Bank of Ghana trying to cover up a lot of crimes. When you go in the market, this is what you find: 13.5. Some are even selling it at 14. Well, if your dollar no is solid, so dollar no any max be one. People are selling the dollar. $1 is to 14 Ghana cedis, and today we are here. Why are we even talking? Why are we even asking ourselves questions? This government is a government. We need to kick it out. There is no way any reasonable Ghanaian who is a businessman, who is an employee, who is an employer, who is basically an investor, anybody who is reasonable and rational will sit and say, let Gh.Bawumia lead us. How? Why? Why should we allow that to happen? Because Bawumia told us he could change things. That's why he's here today. If Bawumia had not told us, he could have moved the dollar from 4 to 2 or 1. Nobody would have voted for Ekufuado. So this is the terminal report of Bawumia. Bawumia terminal report. Bawumia has failed. The NPP as a political party, do not lie to yourself. Do not make people lie to you and say, NPP, NDC, CPP, no political party is the same. They all have their philosophies. They all have the way they approach economy. They all have the way they approach unemployment, the way they approach every single sector. So, when you see this on the street, Gh.Bawumia, this is his terminal report. How is he going to bring the dollar back to 4? That is what we're asking. If Bawumia cannot do this, then no reasonable Ghanaian should listen to Gh.Bawumia. Technically, he's ignorant of managing, and he cannot stand before anyone to say, Toma Minambe Ghana president. And this is the reality. I don't care whatever Bawumia says from today or has been saying for the past 7 years. This is Bawumia's terminal report. The dollar is at 12.15. That is Bank of Ghana rate. When you go outside, it is basically 14. Technically, yes. That is what is happening out. So it means the pound is up, the euro is up, the yen is up. Ghana's economy basically has crashed. And we sit here and people say NPP, NDC are the same. I keep telling Ghanaians, there's one thing we need to understand. Your group of people in Ghana, recently I've been telling you about the National Development Plan. There was a commission that was put together by the administration before this administration, which was led by John Dramani Mahama. In fact, the NDP Commission, the National Development Plan Commission, it was put together to basically 40 years. Sibia Ghana, yebe govern Ghana. Now, sometimes, we as a people, we tend to forget the importance of recognizing these kind of gestures. Because that National Development Plan, today, can be one in. Now, let's go back. Be quick. People will understand what I'm talking about. Now, in Africa right now, per country, before Ekufuado them came to power, that's before 2016. Ghana was one of those countries now we are seeing you're recognizing. Now, when you look at the numbers today, you will see Ghana ranked as African country with highest debt to China. China for country of Africa, Ghana for. Recently, in September, the IMF came out with their report on Ghana da. So check here, Ghana was first. And when you see there is 31.1 billion China so it shows that we are poorly indebted. We are a country, we have basically lost everything under the NPP. And these are the same people who came in and told us they were going to change our lives. They were going to make things better. They were going to do better than John Mahama, who was doing what he could do. And we need to understand we are not ready to tell you the truth. These are the realities. These are the sad realities that they are not telling you on radio and on TV. Somebody is wearing tie tonight and speaking all the grammar and opening and toy. Their problem is that what they are trying to do, they are trying to cover up the truth. This is the reality here. This is where Ghana is. Our monies, our economic situation now is worse, and it's going to be worse next year. Into South check here in Africa, no, there are so many countries who are doing better, and in Africa, country abo besia pano Ghana 31.1 billion, and this is the government. Africa Beyond Aid, Ghana Beyond Aid. Today they have even refused to speak on Ghana Beyond Aid. You see this? This is Gh.Bawumia. I couldn't check us all this time. Gh.Bawumia eye sadie wing. Now let me show you this. You see a year Gh.Bawumia talking about Gh.Card. Mr. S, I need the video. Now let's watch this video. I'll get back to you. They are two conversation. So
we inherited a problem of no unique national identification system. This had been with us since independence. We have implemented the national identification system of the Gh.Card. And we have today 16 million Ghanaians with unique identities. And that is a major transformation. And maybe a lot of people sometimes don't even appreciate what the impact of the Gh.Card is. But if you gave me 1,000 interchanges and the Gh.Card, I'll choose the Gh.Card because it has more impact on the body.
Some people are complaining about the bank's refusal to accept the National Identification Card. Public Relations of the National Identification Authority has described this attitude as unlawful and offensive. According to her, the National Identification Authority are putting appropriate measures in place to sanction these banks for refusing to accept the Gh.Card.
It is unlawful for anybody to reject the Gh.Card, whether the banks or anybody. It is unlawful for them to do so. We are extending the education to everybody. We will deal with them.
She added that as a matter of urgency, letters will be sent to them and appropriate punishments will be carried out.
And letters to them, informing them maybe officially what the National Identification Card is and what it is intended for. We will organize a stakeholders meeting and interact with them. But beyond that, if anybody rejects a card, then we may have to take actions further than educating them on what the uses of the card are.
With effect from March this year, Ghanaians who register with the National Identification Authority will have their Gh.Cards issued on the spot.
In an interview with GBC 24, the head of public affairs, Ms. Bertha Jeble, explained the aim is to fast-track the process to ensure that all persons living in Ghana, both nationals and non-nationals, have modern ID cards with all security features intact.
January last year, foreign nationals in Ghana began a mass registration which ended in August. A foreign national who has lived in the country for 90 days or more in a given year is required by law to register for a non-citizen Gh.Card. Members of the diplomatic community are, however, exempted from registering. With the compilation still ongoing, our news team was unable to get a comprehensive list of registered foreigners. But the head of the public relations of the NIA, Ms. Bertha Jeble, admitted that there was a challenge because of the $120 fee charged for registration and issuance of instant cards.
That argument, not only for persons from the ECOWAS sub-region, but also been complaints for children who are 6 years students and also spouses of Ghanaian nationals. They've all said that they shouldn't be made to pay the same fee. These fees were approved by Parliament. So in order to change it, we have to go around and do the discussions again And so we have kickstart that discussion.
According to Ms. Jeble, a resident permit only allows a foreigner to live, work or go to school in the country over a period of time or permanently. She said the resident permit cannot be a substitute for the Ghana card, adding that all foreign nationals will be required to produce their non-citizen Ghana card before they are issued with a resident permit or its renewal by the Immigration Service after the mass registration ended on 30th August last year. Foreigners will not be allowed to register SIM cards for telephones, open bank accounts, acquire a driver's license, or even have access to essential services in the country when the act is enforced.
Because all of these transactions preceded the national identification, people have been doing business without it. Now the law has been passed by Parliament of Ghana and it is a requirement. All these institutions are to demand the Ghana card before they offer services not to only foreign nationals but to Ghanaian citizens. It was because that, as I said, we've not completed issuing ID cards to everybody. That's why the enforcement has not started, but we are starting it now.
On safety, Ms. Jeble said measures have been put in place to ensure safety and privacy of data collected. She said since the registration is a continuing process, people can register at their district and regional offices. She said from March this year, Ghanaians will also receive their cards instantly, just like the foreign nationals, but at a subsidized fee of 25 Ghana cedis.
At March, we're expanding, we're working towards expanding our contract with our private partners to bring equipment and so that we can do the instant issuance.
So it is clear. Way back in 2011, government was telling banks to accept Ghana card all the way back in 2011. 2011, Parliament has passed the law that banks were supposed to accept Ghana card. 2011. Now, remember, 2014, they were issuing Ghana card, instant issuing of Ghana card to foreigners. In fact, the NDC and the NDC, a law was passed that foreigners could not register a SIM card. So what is new about Gh.Bawumia telling Ghanaians to say he has introduced Ghana card and that he is digitization? Some of us, we don't want to ask questions. And Ekufuado or the president. The videos you are watching, 2011 to 2014, Ghana card was being issued. Foreigners were getting Ghana card. The Parliament of Ghana passed a law that banks were supposed to accept Ghana card. Let me tell you one thing. The company that the NDC brought to Ghana to print Ghana card from 2011 to 2023 is the same company. Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado and Bawumia, they have not changed the company. So again, Bawumia, they can Ghana who say we should attribute Ghana card to him. He or Jason Betuma Ekufuado Azani be from 2008. You can't trust Benya to me. No. We will fact check the spices. Attending you say we are not supposed to allow you or respect you. Inti the it is part of it. And you the kakrabe somama now Ghanaians. So video now share no. Now I'm going to show you say NPP4 Gh.Bawumia and the Ghana card buy and Ghana card digitization. Listen, look at this. You see this story? This was when Aisha Wang was arrested. Now, almost say Aisha Wang, you arrested no Ghana card. Anamebwa. Now, Osha date in the show now. Almost say 27/02/2022. Aisha Wang had a Ghana card. Now, NPP4 say, yeah, simple amomo. Yeah, 2024. Yeah, simple. Yeah, communication is simple. These are the same NPP4 who say Bawumia na introduce Ghana card. And I'm fine. Now, mumientie eye asifwa, the boss of the boss of NIA. Namuntie asemyo kan Aisha Wang. Ye bang any ma Aisha Wang. Unya the first Ghana card ewo Ghana.
That she existed in the system, and yet she was telling us that she was coming for the first time. That is provision of false information to a public officer. The checks from our back end here in Accra showed that she was one and the same person who had previously registered as N1. So further checks, and then the officer there advised her, no, you cannot register as a new person, even though you presented a new passport different from the old one with different name and different date of birth. Because there is a legal process, there are protocols that you must satisfy, and therefore you have to go through that if you desire to become a new person, born again. Now, the people you used to see at Elwak Stadium, the majority of the people who thronged the Elwak Stadium for registration services were seeking to do pretty much what Aisha Wang or N1 was seeking to do. Change date of birth or change my name from married name and all of that. There is a legitimate legal process for doing that. So she was advised to obey the law. In the meantime, because she exists in our system with that old card, she could simply renew that old card in order to continue to have the benefits of the non-citizen Ghana card. There was absolutely nothing problematic or about it. No malfeasance, no misfeasance, no nonfeasance. Nothing wrong had happened. And so the officer registered, that is, renewed her old non-citizen identity card for her. And that's as simple as it is from the perspective of NIA. Nothing untoward had happened. The woman could not get what she had wanted to get because our robust technical system caught her and prevented her. The robustness of our biometric verification system stopped any possibility of her getting a second card and thereby changing her identity.
NIA atifwa NPP for ankasa release here. Omuka say Aisha Wang 2022 anka oba be new Ghana card. Na new Ghana card no omuko omu system ni mu no omu say Aisha Wang din kan ye Ghana card dada as a foreigner living in Ghana. Now omu say din a odi ye Ghana card no N1. Into study story now it says the film's expiry date is calculated year on year from issuance, which is plus 1 year minus 1 day. Now, the film's issue date is also calculated as 1 minus 1 year plus 1 day from the day of the latest expiry. Wang's first issue was on the 26th of February 2014. Into Aisha Wang, the first Ghana card was in 2014. Aisha Wang, your friend N1, na NPP for cassette. Atifwana or the boss of the NIA no or Kasano. Or see Aisha Wang dinka Ghana card. Now, so Aisha Wang dinka Ghana card. Time man Aisha Wang issue a Ghana card to her as a foreigner. Who was the president and which year was it issued? It was issued in 2014. 2014 Bawumia power. No. 2014 na Ghana for na omoji Ghana card no. Na one president. 2014 NDC they were in power. So it should clearly tell you, Omankasa Kramporo from the NIA, they have come to confirm to you, say, way back in 2014, foreigners in Ghana were being issued with Ghana card. Inti Ayadena Mahmoud Bawumia, etumi Jina baby I catch Ghana for say, yes, I introduced Ghana card, and what I have done, nobody has done that before. Because at a fona or NIA boss, all be defend or non institution or see. N1, Aisha Wang. Time na oti Ghana before NPP ba power no na odi your friend N1 and na osa change the DNA Aisha Wang na Aisha Wang in 2022 or na adwene say oba be new Ghana card na adikudienti a omo chi ne say omo hu say in 2014 Aisha Wang 2014 no na wa register Ghana card under the name of N1 2014 na NPP no power. So how can you tell me, sir, Mahmoud Bawumia is the one who introduced Ghana card and that he should be given credit for Ghana card? Ghana card existed. In fact, they have actually confirmed, say, before Mahmoud Bawumia became vice president of Ghana, Ghana card already existed. Let me play it again. My team boosted the sound.
That she existed in the system and yet she was telling us that she was coming for the first time. That is provision of false information to a public officer. The checks from our back end here in Accra showed that she was one and the same person who had previously registered as N1. So further checks, and then the officer there advised her, no, you cannot register as a new person, even though you presented a new passport different from the old one with different name and different date of birth. Because there is a legal process, there are protocols that you must satisfy, and therefore you have to go through that if you desire to become a new person, born again. Now, the people you used to see at Elwak Stadium, the majority of the people who thronged the Elwak Stadium for registration services were seeking to do pretty much what Aisha Wang or N1 was seeking to do. Change date of birth or change my name from married name and all of that. There is a legitimate legal process for doing that. So she was advised to obey the law. In the meantime, because she exists in our system with that old card, she could simply renew that old card in order to continue to have the benefits of the non-citizen Ghana card. There was absolutely nothing problematic or about it. No malfeasance, no misfeasance, no nonfeasance. Nothing wrong had happened. And so the officer registered, that is, renewed her old non-citizen identity card for her. And that's as simple as it is from the perspective of NIA. Nothing untoward had happened. The woman could not get what she had wanted to get because our robust technical system caught her and prevented her. The robustness of our biometric verification system stopped any possibility of her getting a second card and thereby changing.
That's it. Into Omankasa confirm actual say Aisha Wang got Ghana card in 2014. 2014 about Bawumia power. No. So nowhere should any NPP communicator or Bawumia himself doesn't have an idea how Ghana card came by. Now maybe another jandam. We want to kill this jandam too. Yeah, finish jandam you 2024. But if you cannot defeat the fact, then whatever you will say against myself and my team on my TV, all the battalions, then you are wasting your time. On say right now, we share TV, we share radio, we ninja because we so much trotro. Amoba munguta krata, ko Peace FM, ko Inshira FM, ko eye Adom FM, ko eye Kesbin, ko omu nyina ba kasa hunu ekuya poki. Anini egu no wonke kankwasi asem. They cannot fact, they don't have facts. Omu nsua de, omu nim na no kre no person be ka kire mo. Enti omo ba na wase sanko for be good TV so kire wa omu nim say omu ka no kre na kire mo a mo beto abapa, mo beto ama NDC mo ma kire Ghana. Now let me kill another jandam here. Now, Mahamudu Bawumia is walking around and saying some things. NPP for Omuria NDC for idea. And how they do it is simple. They always use the media, some of them, to rebrand NDC ideas. And the 24-hour economy, they don't know what to say. And John Mahama, Okoriano ha, and Mahamudu Bawumia so far, digitalization free, NDP. Ghana for we don't pay attention to issues. We're 2014, not NDC in our power. Your 4-month-old baby is here laughing. Baby, now in 2014, NDC and the John Mahama no omuya DB. And NPP for mumbi assume na Ghana for NPP for one kind of Bawumia or your trophy only message biya. Yeah. When you read this story, it says this: President John Dramani Mahama yesterday took a major step towards fulfilling his agenda for the young people of the country with the launch of the Youth Enterprise Support YES initiative. I said John Dramani Mahama in 2014, date near August 13th. Oteki and I say Otu Anamobi and Namano Otu and say or promise Ghana in Mebunu in 2020 12 say to obama na obeya adie bi amomo na ni nyina say eye edwuma a obe kreti ama Ghana mebunu na say edwuma no eye adie bi John Mahama ba yefre no policy a yefre no yes eno yefre no youth enterprise support na yes na ede adea we under John Mahama youth enterprise support moma yankan na yankyerechirem na afi mi nkyere mo jandam no de Bawumia pese oye na yengu agro no. Now go second paragraph I say an initial amount of 10 million Ghana cedis has been set aside to be assessed by qualified youth. Say John Mahama abre 2014 no oyi sika Ghana sika 10 million Ghana cedis and order to chain and order sa sika no eye mebunu a mo pay dwuma bi aye omo wansa an dwuma bi aye friend yes youth enterprise support no sa program no eye sika John Mahama ban twato ho kai ye free program is saying youth enterprise support under John Mahama and ye launches our program no. Now so what kind story ni ko edima youth enterprise support na asech saying na John Mahama gina so many days ade ne bae. Now a flagship program, the initiative which is Mr. Mahama's flagship youth development program comes into fruition barely 6 months after he announced the decision at the State of the Nation address to Parliament. Into John Mahama called Parliament and okay or the new flagship program here by a friend youth enterprise support. Now okay on Parliament 6 months pepe and making sure 10 million Ghana cedis to ho ama mebunu no a ye dey ba baby bia momo. Okay story no kwedi mo say. And as he fulfilled the promise, the president said the government plan for the youth were on course. Now, okay story ni kwedi ma ye jujum. He said the promise he made during his State of the Nation address was meant to support the youth with brilliant ideas to start their own business. John Mahama said 2014 they could oyi 10 million Ghana cedis to ho say we dey ye de bebo mebunu no na ni nyina ne say e was say mebunu no e kire adwene dom mutim de ye mo musika wo betum de aye. So John Mahama technically yes no a youth enterprise support no he was basically going to groom and bring up new entrepreneurs a youth amako school kakra ebi mukran ko school no betumenya access to sika no e dia bi kase njuma enti eyensa no djuma bi na owo plans a John Mahama yi 10 million Ghana si wo se eno ene wo se sebio edi sa djuma no ma Ghana mebunu qualification or see dear ebema wenya sa akwenya no abeye part of this program and I say flagship program na Mr. Mahama said all Ghanaian youth or see Ghana for mebunu nyina who have brilliant ideas but could not find the needed support to start their business could access the fund. Into John Dramani Mahama can say this one no the flagship program we know and yes we say oh NAPCO where they were senior high school where they were but the idea and say oh yeah Ghana ni mebunu na se sebio oh enituade hunu bi o plan bi a opese o access program we a emfa woni school a wakwa na school a wonkoye nyanse da wutrim so wutumi ba na wo bedwudwam kirechirem se sa plan we na mafa we na sika mama bi a mede be ya John Mahama mumbuta se wo school wen anasa o ma amene hwan anasa degree be na okuta as far as sa wo betumi make sense se sa sika no wo betumi de didwuma because school ya mbo amobi a obi wo ha on tell school dem da de obetumi aye no kwase ampan bi a wo PhD ntumi nye into John Mahama was not looking at Ghanaian youth he was looking at a Ghanaian youth. He was looking at educated and uneducated Ghanaian youth who basically have the idea of to me aye ejuma into 10 million Ghana cedis. This is 2014. Now, so okay story now. Okay, anymore say young entrepreneurs selected under the program, he said, will receive training, capital, and mentorship to be able to start up and grow their business. Or see, nipana sebio omu nyina ba na etoto to oma no oma ye be yi omo no. The aban be ne say they will go through what they call a training. Ye be kire omo sika ne be ka omo nsa de o say omo de ye because omo din kan wa adwene bi say oh me de say mama misika na because hairdressing and okra no I was say aban sa training omo sa kire omo bibi e friend capital and I say sika na ye de ma no se ne obe manage capital no sika no se ne on say no sebio onfangu konkom uyi bi no da tokoko uyi bi no da kohwa oba I was say ohun say edwuma sika different from infrastructure ubenya would be didi and no after that your be mentorship you be find nipa bi a sebio dwuma dia opese would say hairdresser na carpentry and I say ebi edwuma surunku bi na opese o ya you be pen nipa bi a omo mu adwene a omo wedra wo mu a omo be guide wo omo kyerɛkyerɛw sɛnea wodwuma betumi sifa pi ebetumi egina ne na so nti we mu na ma John Mahama 10 million Ghana cedis 2014. Edit was a Ghana for mbebunu munko ho. Na munko kyerɛ mo adwene de mo pese mo de sika ne ye. Your friend entrepreneurship na ye mfama o. Nti this is what John Mahama had in mind. Now, emphasizing that implementation of the initiative will be transparent, the president added that it will be strictly based on merit. John Dramani Mahama says, "Sasi cannot do now bind the 2014 10 million Ghana cedis no. E ade be na mu da okrogen wa o qualify no ko enye NPP ni NDC said you no napko no. I say party obi wo ha we this 60 also e napko ni e bi ensisa and obi to entumi po an report sa e ma ye hu e Ghana for mebunu a omko ho e ko assess sika no. Ghanaian youth who qualified will be reconsidered irrespective of tribe, gender, political, religious, or other considerations, he said, adding that the initiative was part of the larger social program that would facilitate youth development in the country. Or say, sir, program no de by 2014 no, John Mahama de by no say baby au free yenhwe, edino yenhwe, eye osuma wosum yenhwe. Party a wo join yenhwe de hian se oye Ghana ni bebunu a wadwene mu da ho a unim de opese oye a wakyere wadwene mu yage adwenkyere na tum wo ena sika no onsa betuma kabi. So it was a free transparent thing a yen nyina came to agree. Remember edin na eda sa program na se no your friend no yes youth enterprise support. Okay. Now, my church muachro adwina na etechiri ama John Mahama yi sasika ne to ho ene engineer so ene de e was enkwara ne kom se ne be ya monsa beka sika no. So it was a flagship program. Now, NPP about power. Ejuma we do be na me der rough, especially se mi bedwudwuma. Now, person who yes ni ye pa. Let me show you a video evidence of under John Mahama yes program no de eti ankasa na me ko wenim ko kyerɛ ade bia Bawumia pɛ sɛ ɔyɛ. This is under John Mahama.
Mansu, 28 years old, the founder and CEO of Mansuki Ghana Limited, producers of MGL Naturals range of personal care cosmetics. Product ranges from hair food, body butters, bath soaps, locally called Alatasamina. Apart from our brand, we produce for other brands, in other words, contract manufacturing. I started at the age of 24. After graduating from the University of Ghana, I sent so many application letters almost everywhere, but had no employment. So when I found out that there was no way out, I decided to start this business, not just to make the money, but also to create employment for others. So I started with 300 Ghana cedi from my kitchen at that time, and it has grown to this stage. And today, after 3.5 years, I can proudly say that my business is worth almost 1 million Ghana cedi. With our own efforts, we have built a factory. My number one challenge at that time was finance. I started marketing my products on my own, so I had them featured on the website. And then from there, as a graduate, I carried products on my head in Makola market, moving from one shop to the other, introducing the products to prospective buyers, having a lot of people turning me down and few accepting. Young entrepreneurs need two main things. The first one is determination. Be hardworking and also working very smart. Secondly is resources.
I'm Fred Kofi Lawson. I'm a middle school leaver. I've been there, there's no job for me. I've been doing a lot of minor jobs and doesn't pay. So I decided to go into shoemaking. I started this business in 2008. Funding has been a problem to me, and machinery. We use manual. We don't have money to buy the machines. This hero shop is my shop. With machinery, I'll be able to improve. And then my finishing will be very perfect.
My name is Anne Amuzu, and I'm the CEO of Nandi Mobile and a computer engineer. My main motivation for starting a business was I thought I could make an impact, and I thought I also had the ability to make that impact. So I always had a dream of starting my own business whilst I was even in school. I started my company straight out of school, so I didn't have the skills needed for me to start the company. Because starting a company is not just about building the product, I already had that training. Entrepreneurs need the skills and the guidance to be able to start their own business, and also have some mentors and advisors behind them that could take their business forward.
This is 2014, Youth Enterprise Support. John Mahama introduced it in 2014. Basically, entrepreneurship, helping them with finances, training, mentorship, guidelines, capital, and all that. And the question here is, this program you are seeing is basically to empower the youth. In fact, some who have been to school and some who haven't, to become self-sufficient, self-reliable, financially stable. Now, NPP by power, no, this is what they did. When the NPP came to power, the first thing they did, they changed the name YES to NAPE. NPP by power, no, say Youth Enterprise Support, no, the NPP under Bawumia Kufuado, the first thing they did, at the Papa Bia John Mahama, no, when they came into power, first thing they changed the name into who caption now. This is in 2017. Or say, we are expanding Mahama's successful YES through NAPE. Inti almost say Mahama YES no start here no almost rebranding no aye ni NAPE. It technically no now they will take Mahama's ideas, rebrand it, and sell to Ghanaians as their ideas. Have you what you say? John Kumane can say we are expanding Mahama's the successful YES through NAPE. Successful, they don't see successful. Now the question is, if the program wasn't successful, why are you changing the name? Make it successful and keep the name? No. But the first thing they did was, when they came, they said, let us change the name. Because when changing YES, no, Youth Enterprise Support, no, fast, Omubehu say, Mahamadia, the same thing they did to SADA. When they came and SADA had about 400 to 800 tricycles, Omube Cheye, Samia Ukumo, any Oma Makikasi Sati Chamam constituency, no. Omuwie and almost said no, Bawumia said no. Say Moma Sada Dini Jinawa, Ghana for Bebusa said, Namuba and Sada na Edian Amaye, Edian Amudia Kahu, tricycles no way, they changed SADA into NDA, Northern Development Authority. How John Dramani Mahama invested in digitalization in Ghana, how the NDC, they have always thought of Ghanaians. This is John Dramani Mahama launching the first fiber optic cable project and the first digital infrastructure facility in Ghana. Through John Mahama and the NDC, and they to me send a message every Kumasi ko Srim. And Nintina and the ultimate send sika every Kumasi ko Srim, because some data is stored. Somebody is behind that. And if you say it's a lie, these are the facts. John Dramani Mahama launching the fiber optic cable and the Emma Ghana internet.
Yes, development has come to our hometown or to our region, but there are developments that we cannot touch because that cable is buried 1.2 meters in the ground, and so we can't see it. And yet the effect and revolution that it would have on our lives is far more than any brick and mortar you can have, because communications is driving the economy of the world today. And so if a government invests 38 million euro to open up an information and communication superhighway in an area, it is far more rewarding than any concrete, iron rods or brick and mortar you can have. And so that is the value of the asset you are having today. This is a fiber optic network that, as you've been told, travels for 800 kilometers starting from here, all the way to Boko in the Upper East region, and then connected to Accra to the data center and through there to the rest of the country. When I came here this morning, we went into the switching room to take a look at the servers that are driving this optic fiber network. And we significantly had a teleconference with two of my ministers. The first video conference was with Ms. Hannah Tete. She was sitting in her office at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we called her and had a video conference. We talked with her, chatted, very clear pictures, very audible sound, good quality communications. And then from there, we called the Upper West Regional Capital, WA, and we spoke to the Deputy Minister of the Upper West region. And there again, very good quality communications, good sound, good video, and it was a very inspiring thing. This fiber optic is going to allow us to do a lot of things. As I said, it's 800 kilometers long. It is going through 120 communities, all the way to our northern border. And it is going through 20 districts. Now, in every district, every public facility is going to be connected to the fiber optic. And so for every district, schools, hospitals, district assembly offices, police stations, you know, just name it, every public facility in the district is going to be connected to the fiber optic. And so it means that we can do e-government, we can do our internet, we can do e-learning, we can do e-health. I mean, any application that we want to do, we have the opportunity to do it now because the infrastructure exists to carry it. Fiber optic can carry video, it can carry voice, it can carry data. And it gives you a huge, what we call a broadband.
This is it. E-learning, e-health, e-whatever. 2015, oh. Where John Mahama 2015. Every phone be from the Ghana be overflow obi wo mamprusia send video send sika. It was under John Dramani Mahama. You can never talk about digitization without infrastructure.
Wow, I really enjoyed it. This is really a fact check. Real expose. Thank you for watching. I think you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Hit on notification bell. Like and also share. Enjoy your day wherever you are. Thank you. We only bring you the best. Bye bye.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.